I'm Reimer of CHA, Certified Horsemanship Association, here at the Colorado State University. Today we're going to be giving a demonstration on a level 2 lesson, and this will be a first lope lesson. And we have our 4 riders who have been given the details that they know their level 1 skills already, and that means they can walk and jog with controls, circles, and reverses. And today will be the first lope. This is a 15-minute lesson that we're going to give you the sample. These riders are level 2, so they've already been mounted up. And we will still start with our safety check. They will be role-playing. These are 10 to 12-year-old girls role-playing that they have been taking lessons with me for about 3 months. And so we will roll from there. So good morning, ladies. How are you today? Good. I have my assistant with me, Christy. Say hi, Christy. So we're going to start with a safety check. So Christy's going to start at the back there. And you have been riding so well. We are going to do the first lope today. So who's excited about that? Very good. Now we're going to make sure that we warm up. Once we get going, you're going to warm up at the walk. And you are going to practice those warm-up exercises with arm stretches, just like we do in all of our lessons. Can you stand up in your stirrups for me? Good, that feels okay? Yes. Good. Okay, so Carrie, you can go ahead and walk forward, stay along the rail. How are you, Liz?
Good, how are you?
Good. How's your horse today?
He feels good.
Good. Does he feel like he has lots of energy or just a little bit of energy today?
Just a little bit more tired than usual.
Oh, more tired. You know what? That's okay, because when we go into our lope, we don't want too much energy. So that's great. Okay, so you can go ahead. So hand forward. And once Liz gets moving, then you can go ahead. Excellent. Okay, so eyes are up, and as you're walking around doing your arm stretches like we do to exercise and warm up our own bodies, make sure that you're checking in with your horse staying balanced. So while you're doing those warm-up exercises, pay attention whether your horse is still going straight or if all your movement is actually throwing them off balance, because you want to make sure you're really balanced for your first lope. And we don't want to be pulling back on the reins. So while you're doing this, make sure your reins are a little bit looser so we're not punishing the horse while we're moving around. Very good. Now, I just want to double check because I only checked Carrie specifically. Can I get you all to stand up in your stirrups? I want to just make sure that you can hold that standing position. Eyes are up. Heels are down. Sink your weight down into your heels. Let the back of your legs, those muscles really stretch, because this is going to be very important when you are loping. Very nice. So don't sit back now. I want you to just watch me for a second. Just sit down on your seat and then roll your shoulders back so it keeps your legs in that position. So go ahead and sit straight down and then roll your shoulders back, because we want to make sure those legs stay back in position and underneath us. And as you're warming up, I want you to do one other check with your free hand. Go ahead and point your hand straight down. Keep it alongside your body, pointing with your finger like I'm showing you. And then hold your hand there and just look. Is your finger going through your heel? Because that is what you want. If it is not, you most likely need to bring your leg further back. So that's in order to keep the ear, shoulder, hip, heel alignment. So very important for when we go to loping. Okay, so how's everybody feeling? We're good so far? Stirrups are good, we don't need to adjust. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into a warm-up at the jog, check in with the horses. So on 3, let's go ahead and ask for the jog. 1, 2, 3, hand forward, a little energy forward, a little squeeze if you need it, and clucking a little bit. And you're welcome to pass if you need to. Just please call out passing if you need to pass. And make sure we use our leg on the horse in the turn. And we're breathing in and out. So you can see the signs as you're riding around the arena, but it's very important that you give that horse a rhythm to match. So 1, 2, 1, 2, Very nice. Eyes are up. If your horse needs a little more go forward, go ahead and loosen your reins a little bit and just think with your body more forward. Good. Very nice. And carry just a little bit more, breathing deeper for that horse. A little check there. Very nice. Loosen your upper leg muscles just to give that horse a little bit more easy jog there. Very nice. Okay, and checking our 2-point position. So standing up, everybody, or standing position, hands forward. Stretch the back of your legs, keep those heels down. Weighted those heels down. Very nice. And breathing. Weight down, eyes are up, eyes are up. Okay, so Erica, can we bring your legs back a little bit more? You can grab a hold of your horn and literally pull your leg back behind you and get there. Sometimes those Western saddles pull your legs forward, so you have to reset them. Good. And breathing, very nice. On 3, let's go ahead and walk. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out and walk, and you can sit. Okay. Excellent. We're going to get ready for a demo here. So I need my riders to go ahead. You can come right across the arena to save time. You're going to come up on this wall over here, head to tail, so that you can watch Carrie. And Carrie's going to be our demo rider. So Carrie, you can go ahead and be ready in the corner, up ahead there. And the rest of you, give yourselves a nice long distance so you can watch Carrie. She's going to be loping down this far wall here, this long wall, so you can watch her. So we're going to use the short wall alongside the barn here where Carrie's going to start. We're going to start that as the prepare to lope. And then we're going to go into the lope. And while Carrie's going to do her demo, then Christy is going to check your cinches, because very important that we check cinches before we go back into or go into a lope, because they might have loosened off while we were warming them up. So she's going to go around and check that. Now, before Carrie goes, does anybody know anything about the lope at all? Have you ever seen it done?
Barrel racing.
Barrel racing, yes. They go really fast in barrel racing. Okay, what have you seen? What do you think of when I say lope? 3 beats. Oh, very good. Yes, very good. 3 beats. So I will explain that to you. So what that means is, just like when you post, there's 2 beats in the jog. In the lope, there's 3 beats. So the horse moves their legs a little bit differently. So for today, it won't matter how your horse places his feet, but I will show you what would be ideal, so for the most balance. So we always cue with our outside leg. So can you all put your outside hand up so I know which is your outside leg? Very good. So that's the outside of the arena. So that outside leg is going to come a little bit further back when you ask for that lope. And I like to actually slide it on my horse so that I don't scare them into it. Because if you're just sitting there and then all of a sudden you go pop, that can kind of spook them into it. So let's be nice to them and ask. So when you're going to ask for that lope, you're going to bring your leg further back, and as you bring it back, you're going to squeeze with more pressure, and then the horse will go into lope when they feel comfortable doing that. So outside leg, the reason we use it is because that's the horse's first leg that has to step down. So if these are the horse's legs, my hands and legs, the horse will step down with their outside hind first, and then the diagonal pair will come through, and your inside leading leg, which I cannot do on one inside hand for you, just one hand, but you can visualize. So outside hind is 1 beat, diagonal pair is 2, inside leading leg is 3. That's your 3 beats. And then there's actually a moment of suspension where all 4 legs are off the ground, and that's what makes the lope quite comfortable to ride. When you're riding that lope, what did the jog feel like to you? Bumpy, yeah, because our hips are going side to side. So in the lope, it's different. It's a hula hoop. Have you ever done a hula hoop? So think of a hula hoop, because your hips are going back. You can even do it while you're sitting there with me. Outside seat bone, so we're going this way. Outside seat bone, and then we're going forward to the front inside, and then it comes back. So you got a bit of a rotation going. Now here's the thing, while I'm standing here, my legs are actually doing it naturally. If you hula hoop long enough, your legs are gonna start to scissor like this. That's natural when you ride the horse. That's where the fun part comes in with riding a lope. We actually wanna keep our legs underneath our hips. So lots to think about, but the most important thing is that you're gonna get to feel it today for the first time, and we're gonna see how does your horse do with that and how do you like it. So once we need to make sure we prepare a horse, we can't just lope off from a stop. So along this wall, we're gonna go ahead and prepare the horse with a walk and a nice brisk walk. And we wanna make sure that our reins are not too loose, because if it's too loose and the horse starts to lope fast, it'll be a bit harder, okay? The lope cue is we're gonna sit, lift our energy up, our hand is gonna go forward, we're gonna bring our outside leg back, and as we do that and breathe in, we're gonna kiss a little bit. Okay, so let's just practice the kiss. Good, and nobody took off because they're all standing still, but once you got energy, they're gonna go. So you're gonna sit up and you're gonna go ahead and just like you wanna swing to go forward, you're gonna use your energy. That's your 5th natural aid, intention, and you're gonna go like that and kind of push with your hips and go forward. And then you're gonna have to pay attention to whether your horse needs you to keep him going or not. Some of them will lope without you encouraging them, and some will need you to encourage. So as soon as you start the lope, don't fall apart and quit riding. You wanna get back at them. So that's the lope cue, hand forward and energy and kiss. You're gonna lope down that far wall as far as you can, and Christy is gonna be at the other end there to help you to come back down to the walk before the corner. We don't wanna add a turn the first time. And so similar to the jog, to the walk transition, to go down, you're gonna just take a deep breath and you're gonna say, and walk, breathe out. And if you need to, you check, release, and just relax. Okay, so we'll have our demo and then you're gonna go right after that. And good, so she's gonna get that horse moving out a little bit. And so that was good. So she checked in with horse, added a little extra energy, and the horse went to a jog. So she corrected it. The good thing is we know that horse is ready to go somewhere. So as she comes through this corner, we're gonna use the corner to her benefit, just to ask for the lope, because she's using her left leg back anyways. Good. And there, that's what a lope looks like. And she is on what we would call the correct lead, inside leading leg. She's gonna breathe out, big breath out, check, release, and go back down to the walk. So you can see she had a really nice lope going, but then that horse still wanted to keep going. So you have to ask for that walk a little sooner. Okay, let's get the whole line moving up. And we're gonna do this actually as a catch-up. Okay, so I want you to keep moving. So we're gonna use either one of the long walls. And while you're loping, I'm gonna be talking to you, but remember, we've got those signs that say breathe, 1, 2. 1, 2 isn't anything in particular. You just wanna breathe and have a rhythm for that horse to match. Erica, how are we feeling about this?
I'm kind of scared.
You're scared? Okay, just remember your horse has done this 100 times. You just let that horse carry you. Even if you only get 2 lope strides, that's fine. We just want you to feel what it is. So you don't have to worry about it. So go ahead, your reins are great, sitting up nice and tall, bring your left leg back, hand forward, and go ahead looking straight up at the sign and a little kiss, good, and hand forward. And he needed a little more energy, very nice, and breathe out, and walk. Excellent, okay, so you can always wait for me to help you through the corner, and you're okay, very nice lope, good, and sit down, breathe out, eyes up. Keep your legs on to stay straight. Nice job. Okay, hand forward, outside leg back, looking straight up. You can even look at the wall a little bit there. Keep him by the rail. A little bit of squeeze with him, hand forward. Very nice, sitting down and walking. All right, everybody loped. So we do an air high five. Air high five, girls. You did it, way to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and reverse our horses. We're gonna work the other way because we wanna work both sides always. Use that outside leg as you turn your horses, looking up. Okay. So we're gonna fast forward that we loped to the left and that you have done it in this direction as well. Okay, ladies, that was excellent. We've had success on our first lesson. If you could go ahead and just turn your horses towards me, look with your eyes, push with that outside leg. And we're gonna go ahead and debrief and see how that went for you. I don't want to bring them in too close. So actually for me, that's great. So just sit down, breathe out, and whoa. And we'll start with Carrie. How was your first lope?
It was bumpy.
Bumpy, okay, so bumpier than you expected. So that'll come with helping your seat find the rhythm of your horse. So those are things that we're gonna work on, yes. A little trouble getting him to go forward. And that is very common because if you've never done it before, you don't know how much energy you need. So that's a good place. We can always add more energy. Good for you. And so at the end, we discussed what would go on, and then in an actual clinic format, we would stop now as we did, and then I would evaluate as the instructor on how I thought the lesson had went, and then Christy as my assistant would then say how she felt as the assistant. Did she get enough information? Where should she stand? How should she help me with the lesson? And then each participant rider would then say how the lesson was for them, something constructive that they could help me to improve as an instructor, and something that they really appreciated. So this was an example of a first lope class, and in a first lope class, which is a level 2 skill, then we do not worry about leads. So as you saw, I mentioned that in the demonstration, what would be ideal, but we do not concentrate on that. In the first lope, we just want the student to have success. There are many different ways to teach a first lope class. As you saw what I did, we did the catch up along the long wall. We do not want to incorporate a turn the first time that they lope. There are different ways. You can do it from a standstill and then just have everybody go in the exact same position. And so it depends on your arena size, your horses, the ages that you're working with. So just be smart about what you are doing and set up the arena that it is safe and effective and fun.